Good evening, everyone. It is almost exactly 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We need a motion to adopt the agenda. Moved by Councillor DeVoe, seconded by Councillor Archambault. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. Number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Does anybody have a conflict of interest? I would like to declare a conflict for item 12.9. Thank you for that. It is noted. Does anybody else have a conflict on the agenda? If not, we are at number 5, the adoption of the minutes. 5.1, January 21st. There was a special session of council. Are there any errors in those minutes? Proposed by Councillor DeVoe, seconded by Councillor Cooper. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. 5.2, January 22nd, we had a regular council meeting. If you have anything in those minutes? Does anybody wish to move? Moved by Councillor Cooper, seconded by Deputy Warden Poche. All those in favor? Against? Motion is carried. 5.3, February 5th, we had a council and committee meeting of the council. Everything went well there too. Moved by Councillor Archambault, seconded by Councillor Evans. All those in favor? Against? Motion is carried. Item 6, business arising from previous meetings. Nothing there. The warden's activity report. My dog ate my homework tonight, so I don't have it with me tonight. So I will push it to the next meeting. I will include it in our minutes if you agree, and you will have it earlier than later. Item 8, the official statements from the members of council. Does anybody have an official presentation this evening? Nothing there. So that brings us to item 9, correspondence. The Honorable Fred Tilley, Minister of Public Works. Thank you.
Thank you for your correspondence dated December 12th, 2024 regarding the PF Como Road in Comoville, Digby County. I recognize the significance of PF Como Road for residents and visitors accessing key facilities such as the Knights of Columbus, Clare Physiotherapy Clinic, and Clare Golf and Country Club. The Department of Public Works is currently prioritizing projects for our 3 to 5 year highway improvement plan, and we will include this road in our evaluation. In the meantime, local staff will continue to monitor its condition closely and carry out necessary maintenance to ensure safe travel for all. Thank you once again for bringing your concerns forward. If there are any further questions on this matter or for any additional information, please contact Pamela Melman-Shand, Area Manager for Yarmouth. Yours sincerely, Fred Tilley, Minister of Public Works.
Any questions or comments on this correspondence? Just a point to add, if you agree, we will share the letter. It is a public document, but we will do on purpose to share it with the Clare Golf and the Knights and the physiotherapy, because we had discussions with them, with our communications, and they also sent letters to the province regarding the conditions of the road. This is department very busy in the last few weeks. If there are no more questions on that, we will go on to item 10, the Chief Administrator's Officer's Report. I will try to keep this as short as possible. As for the medical center, the main floor, the classroom, and the second procedure room, the work in these rooms is finishing. The painting on the flooring needs some retouching, but it is complete now. The bilingual signage has been ordered for the new expansion, and we are waiting for delivery. and it will be placed as soon as possible in the building. For the lower floor, the 5 new offices are almost complete. The workers are working on the common hall, the mechanical room, and the washrooms. The wiring and lights have been installed in the whole bottom except the one of the bathrooms. The priming for the painting has been completed. The T-bar grid for the roof and the rough-ins have been completed. And the fire alarm has been installed, and the mechanical work for the whole floor is being done now. For the Veterans Center, the work is going very well. Bird has taken advance in their schedule and have completed all the work for the framing of the building, so we are catching up. We are caught up in the time that we lost because of the storms in December. The trusses have been put in place in February 12th week, except where the gallery is at the entrance. They have not been placed yet, but the installations of windows should start this week, depending on the temperature and weather. The materials for the siding are arriving this week, and it will be installed for the cladding. The contractors will start on the roof after that, so it is advancing very well. For our extension of the sewer in Meteghan, on the Sunset Road in Meteghan, we are making major changes to the scope to look at a new development in the Meteghan area. But with a new development, we received the approbation from the province for these changes, and we are ready to go forward with the project. We have a meeting with the engineers for next week on the 26th to put our plans together for the extension of the sewer, but also for the renovations and upgrade in our sewer treatment in Meteghan. So this first meeting will be held on February 26th. Our land use bylaw and municipal strategy, you have received a copy of that in your emails today. The staff have had the chance to bring their comments, and these comments have been incorporated in the 2 documents that you received today for your revision. The intention is to have a presentation to council sometime in March to have a presentation of the drafts and the first reading. Also in March, we will have a open door session that will be open to the community, as we had at the beginning of the exercise, for the people who want to come and learn and ask questions. But then in April, we will send a copy of both documents, which are in draft now, send it to the province for their input to reassure ourselves that the work is being done according to their request. So in May, we will have a public hearing and a second reading of the document.
And then we will close the project in May. This is how I am to finish this project in May. For the fire service review, I spoke about it in the last month. The consultants were in the area and the weekend of 6th of January. The meetings went very well, and we received all the information necessary to proceed with the evaluation for the report. Meanwhile, on January 27th, there was a survey done online for all the members of the different departments who wanted to have the opportunity to offer their comments regarding what they see as the needs, and what's going well and what's not doing quite as well. So this is just to give them a chance, at members of the departments, to give their opinions. The survey finished on February 16th, and on the 16th we received 38 answers on this survey. For those who wanted to participate, were able to do so. The consultant is working on writing the report now, and they met with the fire marshal. And based on the recommendation of the fire marshal, there are meeting other departments outside of this area that are situated across the province, who have done the same thing as we have done, so as to compare what different municipalities are saying, and it was recommended, and how the exercise will finish, and the recommendations would be implemented. And the intention is also for this report to have a draft in mid-March for council. For our project of Clare tourism 2025-2027, nothing new. The project was presented to ACOA, and we're waiting for a reply from them. For our active transportation plan, as you know, we asked the province for financing, and the Connect 2 program. It would help to this would pay for the plan writing. We submitted the plan on the 14th of February. If it is approved, the maximum that the project would be able to finance would be about 75% of it is nice for the project that we are working on. For members on council, that our program for grants for organizations is open now. We are actively accepting grant applications. You can get you can go on our website to get a copy of the Form 2. So the date is March 27, 2025. For the, as you know, we have started to working on plans for new washrooms for the Parc Joseph and Marie de Gob to replace those that are lost to fire. The design is now complete, and we are completing the specs for the construction materials, and from then we will have a tender out, and we hope the tender would be closed and give the contract out towards the end of March or beginning of April at the latest. So we want to have these washrooms ready for the summer season. We're looking at washrooms that are completely accessible, and for that reason we can go to get some grants from the Community Accessible Program, the provincial program. So we have asked to get a grant to help them fund this building project. Also, for council as information, the municipal tax roll is scheduled for March 1st at 10 o'clock, and this year it will be at the Little Brick Fire Department Place. We had 25 properties today, and we should have probably this amount will go a bit down. Last year at the tax sale we had only those properties, so we hope that we can reach that number again this year. And finally, in terms of finances, from 31st January, the municipality had a balance of 2,731,495 in the operation fund, 379,692 in the capital fund, and a total reserve balance of 2,932,664. So we're still we're in a good financial situation. So this is a report. Thank you. Mr. Seer, are there questions or comments on this report? This finishes number 10. Further 11, words check. Councillor DeVoe. Thank you, Mr. Warden. We had a meeting in February 11th. We, like all of our meetings, we spoke about the EPR. That's coming up quite rapidly. We also spoke, it's not certain now, but we're looking at another location for our offices. Now we're at the Yarmouth Airport. It's not working well for us, that place. So especially when you have an order of green bins, it's hard to get them off the truck there. If they bring some that have to be repaired, they have to work outside and it's cold, so it's not the best place for us. So we're looking to find if a new place for the future to have a better work ambiance. The meeting that we had, we spoke mostly about our audit. Grant Thornton, Trenton are doing our audit, so most of the meeting was concerned our audit for 2024-25. So that's what we spoke mostly about. So that's all I have for this evening. Questions or comment on this report? It's makes sense to be looking for another place to have. You have a. Thank you. So this gives us to number 12, new business, 12.1, motion to approve funding request for Université Saint-Anne. Thank you very much. A few weeks ago, I met with the president to discuss what they have in the first coming year for as projects and what would be their priorities. So I gave him an outlook of what our priority projects, to see if there was an opportunity to work together. So I talked about the rink, St. Anne's. Essentially, there's a fabrication of the ice. They need a new service of 600 volts, and 212 was the service you have now. It's not stable and does not meet the security standards. So we'd like to replace those with a more modern service technology. We're talking about replace all the infrastructure, all the compressors and the equipment. This cost is $150,000. University has asked the province to the equalization fund for a contribution towards this project. The question of the president was to see if the municipality was like to get 50,000 towards this project.
So we are looking from 50,000 from the province, from the municipality, and from the university. But we have $50,000 in our budget for the university that serves also the student population as well as the people of Clare, and they are used quite a bit by the public. So, as I said, the funds are there in our operation budget for things like this. So it is my recommendation that we grant a contribution of $50,000 to the project for the rink at Université Saint-Anne to make the improvements for the electrical system of the arena. Questions or comments on this? Does anybody wish to make the motion? Councillor Cooper? I'm ready to make the motion. There's a lot of people in the community who uses this rink, and I move that the municipality of the District of Clare approve a contribution of $50,000 to Université Saint-Anne in support of their application to the Rink Revitalization Fund for necessary electrical upgrades to the arena. Moved by Councillor Cooper, seconded by Councillor DeVoe. All those in favor? Against? Motion is carried. 12.2, motion for funding from the Clare Columbus Club. Thank you. The Clare Columbus Club approached us with a request for funds. They are also looking at renovations to their building in Comoville. They are talking about a series of insulation at the bottom, a new electrical panel, the repairs to the exterior ramp, to redo the floor of the main floor, and the installation of a fire extinguisher in the kitchen, the installation of barriers for snow on the roof, and the outside door, and the 3 walls to cup the wind because it blows quite a bit. The total cost is about $40,646. They had estimates from the contractors in the area. They are asking the province for 75% of the project of $30,000 under the Communities Improvement Program. So it's the maximum that the program can give. The group is ready to put $10,000, 10%, which is $4,000, and they are asking the municipality to make a contribution of $15,000, which is a maximum of $104,000. This would be under our grants to organizations, and with the changes that we made this year with the importance of leveraging, the only problem is our new program of grants to organizations will be part of our operations group next year. They have to submit their request to the province this month, but because the project aligns with our grants to organizations program, the amount is very reasonable, 15% of a total project of $40,696. So it is my recommendation that we support their request on the condition that they get the rest of the amount, and that we go into the grant for organizations 25-26. Any questions or comments on this? Councillor DeVoe? I would like to make the motion. It is an area that is served by a lot of people in our community. We need to keep it in order. So I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve a contribution from its 25-26 Grant to Organizations program to the Clare Columbus Club in support of its renovation project to its hall, and that the said contribution be equal to 15% of the total project cost, up to a maximum of $6,104, and conditional upon the balancing of the project funding be confirmed. Moved by Councillor DeVoe, seconded by Councillor Evans. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. 12.3, a motion to approve a tax exemption for the Vieille Maison. As you know, the Vieille Maison, a museum in Meteghan, had a lot of work done on that building, and this essentially is to rebring the building in shape as a museum that presents the culture and heritage of the Clare. They had a lot of success last year with the Congrès Mondial, the Acadian Congress, and the group is all still engaged in continuing its works to continue the future of the building as a museum. So we were approached to see if there was a possibility if the group can get a tax exemption for that building. in looking at what it represents in terms of amount, we are looking at the amount of $806. It is not an exorbitant amount. If we look at other organizations that are similar in the municipality of Clare, the council has granted exemptions or complete exemptions or part exemptions to other groups. For example, the museum in Bangor and other organizations who work for the benefit of the community, like the Alliance Knights of Columbus and others. But it is something that we have done in the past. This is not something we do often, but when it is appropriate, the council has decided to do it. So in this case, I think it is appropriate with the effort that they are doing and the activities taking place. So it is my recommendation, if you agree, that we proceed with the exemption as requested, conditional to the continued operations for the museum. Questions or comments on this? Councillor Deputy Warden Pache, I think they did a big effort to make it survive, and it is another museum in our area, so I'm ready to make the motion. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve a municipal tax exemption to La Vieille Maison, and that the said exemption be conditional to its continued operations as a museum. Moved by Deputy Warden Pache, seconded by Conseiller Camo. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. This brings us to 12.4. 5, 6, and 7 are basically the same thing. Just for information for people hearing us, we had 4 requests from the ATV Association to have access to the roads according to the Road Act. So these are 4 different requests, so we need them treated individually. The first one is for a road on Dictario Road up to Route 1, and from Route 1 to the 3334 in Belleville's Cove, which is the Wheelhouse Restaurant. So if you agree to support this request, we can make a motion here this evening. Are you ready for the 4 of them? Any questions or comments on this one? Does anybody wish to make the motion? Conseiller Evans? I'm ready to make the motion. I move that the Council for the Municipality of District of Clare write a letter to the Southwest Nova ATV Association in support of their request to the provincial government to allow ATV vehicles access under the Road Trails Act for the full length of the Dick Terrier Road from coordinates 44.436786 to 66.998269 to Highway 1, along Highway 1 to 3334 Highway 1, Belleville's Cove. Moved by Conseiller Evans, seconded by Deputy Warden Pache. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried.
12.5. The second request that was submitted by the Southwest organization is for the intersection of the Victor Thibault Road and Gros Isidore Thibault Road and Route 1 from Church Point along the Isidore Thibault Road until the coordinates that we will name in exactly the full length of the Isidore Thibault Road. Are there questions or comments on this one? Somebody want to do the motion? Conseiller Evans. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare write a letter to the Southwest Nova ATV Association in support of their request to the provincial government to allow ATV access under the Road Trails Act from the intersection of Isidore Thibault Road and Highway 1 Church Point along the Isidore Thibault Road to coordinates 44.296537 and 66.013467. proposed by Councillor Evans, seconded by Councillor Como. All those in favour? Motion carried. 12.6. The third of this for the Southwest ATV Association to act for the Red Trolls Act for the intersection of the Isidore Tibor Road and Highway 1 Church Point along the Isidore Tibor Road. From the okay, Conseil Deveau. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare write a letter to the Southwest Novus ATV Association in support of their request to the provincial government to allow ATV access under the Road Trails Act from the intersection of Margot Road and Highway 1 to the intersection of Margot Road and Highway 340. Councillor Deveau, seconded by Councillor Evans. All those in favour? Against? Motion carried. 12.7. This is the last ask for the letter is to access the under the Road Trails Act from the intersection of Grosecock Road and Highway 1 along the Grosecock Road for the coordinates that will be identified in the motion if you agree with it. Questions or comments on this one? Somebody want to make this motion? Councillor Evans. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare write a letter to the Southwest Nova ATV Association in support of their request to the provincial government to allow ATV access under the Road Trails Act from the intersection of Grosecock Road and Highway 1 along the Grosecock coordinates 44.2963537 and 66.01467. Proposed by Councillor Evans, seconded by Councillor Cooper. Motion carried. So we've been through all these roads. We're at 12.8. Motion to accept the proposal for engineering services for the Clare CND site. Thank you. As you know, the municipality is working with the XP for engineering firm for everything that the monitoring of CND site and our transfer station in Meteghan. Every year we have to submit a report every quarter during the year, and the recording is essentially to respect the laws, provincial laws regarding all the operations of the CND site and the transfer station. This being said, it's a big work, and the municipality thought it was a good idea to hire somebody to do this type of work. In the last year there was a lot of changes regarding the provincial laws regarding these and other operators regarding what we have to do to respect the standards of what they want annually as a report. So something that we had budgeted for this in our operational budget 24-25, and what I present to you this evening is part of what we had budgeted. Essentially, we are at the point now that we must add another monitoring well on our CNE site in Meteghan, and also we have to prepare a new change that is a reshaped management plan. The monitoring well is something that we have already budgeted, and we received a proposal from EXP for the construction of this surveillance well for the amount of 23,000 600 plus HST and the leach plan. It's not a big work, but it's something we have to present before the end of March 2025 for a total cost for $2,400 plus HST. It is not a high amount, but we have to do this if we want to respect the provincial regulations. So since EXP is working with us for almost a year on our site in Netagan, and since it is based on discussions we had them in the last year, we put these amounts in our plan, but we have a bit of loose ends in the in our budget that will cover those two amounts. So it is. So the amount would be 23,600 plus HST and 2,400 plus HST respectively. Questions or comments on this item? Is somebody ready to make the motion? Councillor Cooper. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare accept the proposal from EXP for the establishment of a new monitoring well at the municipal C&D site and the development of a leachate management plan in the amount of 23,600 plus HST and 2,400 plus HST respectively. Proposed by Councillor Cooper, seconded by Conseiller Comeau. All those in favour? Against? Motion carried. 12.9, motion to approve the employees' salary scales for 2025 and 2028. Thank you. As part of our policy in the administration of salaries of the staff here, we have to do an evaluation of our salaries every 3 years. Normally, as part of this evaluation, the Association of Municipal Administrators of Nova Scotia comes out with a survey of all the municipalities, or almost all of them in Nova Scotia, who want to participate, and most of them do, which is essentially numbering the salaries paid by different municipalities of the province for different positions like CEO, Director of Finance, and etc. For public works. More as we compare ourselves to this survey, we compare to the other municipalities that are close to us, and normally I go up to the municipality of Barrington. We have Digby, Yarmouth, and a few. I'm also looking at the municipality of Clare. If there are works like that we have here at the municipality, so I compare our also like certain positions that compare to the salaries at the Université Saint-Anne, and I compare it also with the Western Wren Enterprise Network. The reason of this evaluation is essentially to be competitive, to attract new talents and retain those that we have here. We want to be fair with our employees because they're doing good work and they really have to be well remunerated. And also we're also working with the public money, so we want to be assured that the funding is well spent. So this, I completed this exercise and I will present to you this evening.
The results of these exercise was presented February 5th. The council decided to accept the salary rates as presented. We did not look at it since that meeting, but if we were still in agreement, I asked you to make a motion this evening to formally accept. Any questions or comments on this item? Does anybody wish to make the motion? Conseiller Comeau. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare accept the proposed municipal employee salary scales as presented for the 3-year period commencing April 1st, 2025 and ending March 31st, 2028. Moved by Conseillère Comeau, seconded by Conseillère Cooper. All those in favor? Against? Motion is carried. We are at 12.10, motion to approve a leave request. I received, as you know, a request of absence from Councillor Briand-Comeau for medical reasons, a request from 19th of February, February 19th until June the 3rd. I will not go into details by respect for the family, but I would like a motion to accept. Deputy Warden Potier, I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve the leave of absence request submitted by Councillor Briand-Comeau for the period of February 19, 2025 to June 3rd, 2025. Moved by Deputy Warden Potier, seconded by Councillor DeVoe. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. So this concludes item 12, which brings us to the closed session. We have one item, contract negotiations. Before I make a motion, I ask for a motion to go in camera. The next meeting will be held on Wednesday, March 19th at 7 p.m. So we need a motion to go in camera, moved by Councillor Comeau, seconded by Deputy Warden Potier. All those in favor? Motion carried.
Ce gars-là voulait parler,
Thank
puis
you.
ils n'ont pas laissé parler. On n'entend pas ce qu'il dit. Il parle anglais.